Hi, I'm Janet from Chez Les Fleur podcast. And this is the podcast where we talk to women in business, small business, all the ups and downs, the ins and outs. So if you love hearing about the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur, this is a podcast for you. And today we're going to talk to Lisa Fitzgerald. Now, welcome, Lisa. I'm really glad that you took time to be with us. I know you got a lot on the go, so I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Lisa,
It's
my understanding is that you're in real estate, and I know everybody loves to talk about real estate because it's so tangible and it's so in your face. But what I want to hear about is you have developed an app.
I have. Mhm.
Please tell us more.
I developed a platform, and it's my app is named in memory of, and I developed this platform in means of understanding that it's kind of so that therefore, if people, our contacts on our phone, our friends, our family, certainly. Um, get to we during our life during our while we're alive we get to communicate through photographs, videos, journal messaging for our sons, our daughters, our loved ones, our friends, moments in time. And then upon our passing, those contacts get to receive via text message to their phone from a trustee that does send it, um, information and timely information about our death, and where to condole, whether or not we want to show up for our celebration of life, as well as all of our videos, journal messaging, and photographs that we have saved and stored over the years for those people that we love. And all of this will come through, like I said, a text message via. I kind of, whether or not you want to hear about why I came up with the idea
Oh, yeah.
is okay. I had a friend, realtor, back to real estate. He was an older gentleman about a year and a half ago. And Anyway, he had been a great dear friend. I knew him for about 3 years. And anyway, I had seen him about 3 weeks prior to that. And when he didn't receive any of my text messages. I sent him messages to check in. I phoned. I got no response. And so then when I did, I was able to come to his condominium to see how he was doing. I did have the thought of the inevitable that maybe something has happened to him. I phoned the hospital first. He was not there. So I had to find out by not one of his loved ones or family, because I didn't know them. They did live out of town. Well, he was a friend to me through our friendship. And so I found out by the gentleman at his condominium building that he had passed away. Now, this was 3 weeks prior to that I had seen him. I visited with him. I knew he was in good health. I couldn't understand why family or whoever might have had his phone may not have been able to contact or respond. So I certainly, found out. I left. I kind of felt like, driving there, that's exactly what I was about to find out. So when I had left, I did, tear up. I was very upset. I went through all of our memories in my mind, and I thought, I was going through my grievance, and I had been working that day, and I remember certainly wondering why, in fact, I didn't get any kind of response. And I understand when family are going through their grievance as well. And I kind of gave it that, but I thought just a little something would have been nice. So I thought, well, maybe there's a lot of times that we find out in our lifetime through whether it be Facebook or other means that someone has passed away, an old friend, and we just we don't get to condole. We don't get to show up to their celebration. We're not informed at all. And we live by that in memory of not knowing. So I thought, why not pass it along or have the responsibility of family to inform us, but let's just, while we're alive, me developing this platform that we can certainly um, just, you know, upon our passing, we're able to send this to friends and family. So through a trustee form, a trustee will download the app as well for free. And the app itself is a monetary for the user, but the trustee will, upon my death, will send that by just activating, the button, will send that to all of my chosen people on my contacts on my phone, and they will be informed, and as well as whatever I've left behind for them. And therefore, the family, it's solely no responsibility of the family, and we can either condole back to the app, to the family, or we can certainly show up at the celebration of life as well as send flowers. So therefore, we have some kind of we have that communication that we've left behind, and we certainly are able to, um, you know, have some closure for ourselves rather than expecting it from someone else, like their family that maybe we've never met. So it's kind of like an obituary to the phone, and therefore we're not looking and wondering what has maybe happened to that person. And yeah, we just um, yeah, that's how I came up with it, kind of in memory of Brian, my friend. So yeah.
Wow, that is really creative because, one of the things that we talk about at work is we have so many ways to communicate now, and we're not doing a good job in any of them. You know, 40 years ago, it was the telephone or it was a letter.
Right.
And now there's all sorts of ways, and you can miss something, or you know, a perfect example for me is I was recently invited digitally, like with a text message, to a baby shower.
Uh-huh.
So it showed up on my tablet, but
Mm,
it did not show up on my phone.
okay.
So if I hadn't been on my tablet when that popped up,
Right.
I wouldn't have known about it.
I know.
Now, when I responded that I was going, both the responses showed up on, like it showed up on the tablet and the phone. So I'm
Okay.
not sure why the original invitation didn't
Hmm.
show
Yeah.
up. But if that was the only way I was going to receive it, then you've got a hostess wondering why I haven't answered
Right. Yes. Or showed up as
or
well.
showed
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And it brings a sort of closeness to that friendship we once had, or that certainly family member that we never kept in touch with, or even any of that. And while we're alive, we get to choose, whether or not that time in Mexico, or that trip, or whatever, with that one friend, we're able to express through pictures and photographs, and then leave behind that, what, you were thought of while I was alive, and our memories still hold. So,
Yeah. Very
yeah.
true.
And it's just really nice to be able to, a lot of people will also scroll, their local papers, news about obituaries, trying to find out about someone or to be surprised. And it's just so nice to, get a message one day, like technology, the way it's advancing, whether it be with AI and such. It's just so nice to be able to receive that closeness through the phone and go, wow, this is what's happened. This is how personal this is. And, I was a chosen loved one or contact. So, yeah.
So
And
while you were developing this,
yeah.
what was the biggest surprise or the biggest aha that you had while you were working on this, or since you completed this?
Um, well, just, I think the completion, I mean, it was a whole year in doing so, and it really is quite something to go from. I would say I've always had an innovative mind, and I always remember asking, I'm very Christian, and I remember asking God to give me something with all my little ideas that I can work on for that would serve everyone. And it's just, I see the little pathway it took. And I certainly see how, this came to fruition with all the hard work with my team in Florida. And it came from this little concept of grieving that day with lots of tears and lots of just being upset at a few, your grievance stages of going from tears to anger to how come no one didn't contact, and just no one answered really. And really possibly not putting any blame upon, because they're just going through such a surprise themselves with death and having to deal with so many things. Um, and certainly this is a little bit of a platform where while we're alive, we can almost plan a lot of the times I've talked to some funeral homes where they have people come in and they choose, their closure of um, and their destiny of music, or what they want to leave behind in scrolling, and just messages to those that are at their celebration of life. And this platform can also act as, this is what I choose to have for when I am no longer here, and it can just be sent to whatever funeral home as well, that you choose while you're here in planning, really, So, yeah.
Yeah, that's terrific. Like, you know, good on you, because it is a needed service, because like we said earlier, there's so many ways to communicate
Yeah.
that we don't do a good job at it. So to have all of that consolidated into one spot really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And there's just, I mean, it's just, it really has, going from that small concept to going like, how do we make this work? Has really been, a lot of thinking. I always used to say to my friends, they'd be like, where's your best place to go and sit and think and design? And I just remember saying, having a cup of tea and going to some area that I just choose, or God chooses for me to sit with my mind and to tap into that creative, how can I make this the best I can for people? So, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. That's terrific.
Yeah.
And even just tackling a project that big, because what
Yeah.
I don't understand, I mean, I don't know a lot about how you develop and design an app, but
Hmm.
my understanding is that it's meticulous and it takes some time.
Hmm. Hmm. It does, certainly. And then we add to it and we take from it. And then there's just so much to think about, and just, all of its importance and what we're not leaving out, and mail, and be able to communicate with one another via this platform. And I would like to say, yeah, so it is live it went live in 2025 on Google Play for those Android phones, as well as Apple and the App Store. It is a no subscription, so it is a one-time fee. And I didn't want to hold people to subscribing for the rest of their lives with trying to save these important moments. And then what else? The trustee again, just like we will have a trustee when we pass. We have someone we trust that certainly passes along the message, sets our plans in mind with celebration of life, everything that we wish upon while we're still here. That is all documented and done, and the trustee sees nothing that you've saved, nothing, no photographs, no journal messaging. They just have one page on that. They download it for free, and it connects to your phone. So it connects. So you are now a two-way communication. And upon our passing, that button is activated for her to send everything we've ever saved, and the also notification of where we are having our celebration of life. So therefore, everybody receives that, and it's just so important to know that friends in passing, friends that uh, you know, just, I don't know, loved ones over the years, that we just don't acquaint with anymore. It's really nice to say, yeah, you were really a great memory in my life. So,
Yeah, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. All in one spot.
hmm, yeah. And I'd like to add another thing too. There's always great ideas that stem from this a little, and that was just it's also great for, I think about, and I want to touch the hearts of a few people that may be suffering through illness or whether it be away from family for a time, months at a time through war and army, navy, all of that locality. And it's just those maybe possibly suffering from an illness within the hospitals that have lots they want to leave behind, things they want to say, things that are not gone unsaid. They have times and moments they can just spend and write to those loved ones and just save it. It's dated, it's timed for all those moments that yearly, daily, and yeah, there's no rush. Whereas when we do pass, we feel we've never said enough, or we never showed enough. And again, just to boot from that, my mind is just going off, sorry, is that a lot of the time our phones are full of photographs and full of videos, and what do we do with them really upon our passing? Like a lot of us say, oh, we'll put it on a thumb drive, or we'll put it on a disk, or and we don't do it. Like even myself, we're all guilty of that. And this is a place where you can store it. They're never erased. They're there, and they're sent to they're never forgotten, and our phones, eventually our family keep our phones, and then they're kind of, I think, lost in time, over time. And there goes photos possibly, and all of that. So it's really nice to personalize those moments, certainly.
No, it's a great idea because you're right. Where do all those photos go, and who does keep them? I mean, we don't have photo albums per se where you sat with them on your lap and then that
Yeah.
person that owns it passes away, and
Yeah.
you figure out which person is going to appreciate it the most and they get to take the album.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those days are gone
Yeah,
or
certainly.
are going quickly.
Yeah. And those were just, I know, and they were such a great moment, the Polaroid and all those times. And we were just looking at albums the other day, and we're reminiscing. And we'll always have the albums, but will we always have the phone? Because we do have to disconnect. We do have to not pay that anymore, that bill, of the one that has unfortunately passed along. But so this platform, just in memory of, certainly leaves that savory for all of us. And we get to attend that closure. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then have them to scroll through when we're feeling a little lonely or a little blue. And
Yeah. Yeah. Like even, thanks, Janet. Stemming from that a little is just how many times I know, back to Brian for a moment, why I innovated this a little was I remember speaking to another realtor that knew him for 30 years, and she got no message as well, and kind of found out a little later. And she was saying that a lot of the time she would continue to phone. About a few times after, she would phone his phone, and his son would pick up, and she'd say, oh, no, no, hang up. I'm going to call back because I want to hear his voice. And we do. We want to hear the voice again, right? We just want to hear them again speak. And with video, it's like, wow, it just really, you can just sit there and hear that in that moment. And it lives on for all those times, with all those hardship times that we have in life, that we miss mom, we miss dad, or we miss our friends. So, yeah, I think it just really has stemmed a few different ways, certainly.
no,
Yeah.
it's fabulous. Good on you. Good on you.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, I just, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, that it makes perfect sense, and it's, I'm just picturing like one file folder with everything in it.
Yes,
Where you back in the day you'd have a file folder for your income tax and everything that pertained to that. And I'm seeing this as sort of a digital file folder that you can just open up anytime you want and everything's there.
exactly. Yeah, and never forgotten. And that just kind of transfers on to, everybody around the world, and we all have that sentimental contact, and just so much to hold on to. And I think, I grandchildren just yeah, like, I think it touches the moments in many people's lives. And I think that, I just really want them to be aware of that. And it was just for really good reason. I mean, certainly in a grievance pattern for me, and that came out, that was definitely, Brian would be quite surprised today, but and
But pleased, surprised, but pleased.
yeah, yeah, certainly. And I certainly have his name, on my website and all of that. So just in memory of him. I mean, I just don't want to forget that this is where I came with that certainly innovative thought for everyone. And I just don't want, the main thing was I really didn't want anyone or myself. I even at that time, a lot of the time I had to go back to the obituary, and you miss it. And I just wished I would have been there. And I had to go back. I put my picture on there. I said a little something, but it's 2 weeks later, it's 3 weeks later, or it's really sometimes never said. And I just certainly, I just, yeah, I had no closure. So I think some of us feel that same way. And yeah.
No, good for you. Good
Mhm.
for you. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you taking time to be with us today. One of the things we like to close our podcast with, so that we learn a little even more about you, is 5 rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So if you're up for that, I've got 5 questions for you.
Sure. Let's go.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Fries or onion rings?
Onion rings.
Sunrise, sunset?
Sunset.
Roller coaster or Ferris wheel?
Roller coaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Hoodie or sweater?
Sweater. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. What you've done is really beautiful, and I think there's a great need for it. So good on you for having the vision, good on you for acting on the vision, and good on you for implementing the vision. And I thank you so much for being here to tell everybody about what you're doing. And it's beautiful and it's exciting, and
Yeah.
it's building community, and those are all the things that we like to hear about here on Chez Les Fleur.
Okay, so just if just in closing, Janet, if I could just say, yeah, just in closing that it is found on, so it's in memory of, it is a blue, light blue platform that you'll see as logo. It is found on the App Store and Google Play. And there is a website that you can certainly tap into to understand a little more and know more about us. And the price is no subscription. It is 49.99 Canadian, and that is just a lifetime. There is no more fees. And then the trustee, your trustee that you trust. And again, you can change trustees. Certainly downloads the app for free. So yeah, Uh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
All
If
right.
you're watching Chez Les Fleur for the first time, we welcome you. If you have returned to see yet another episode about the exciting lives of young entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs and people right in the trenches, building businesses and all that fun stuff that goes with being self-employed, we welcome you. Please watch this episode, tell your friends, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you
Okay.
for watching. And
Thank you,
thank you,
Janet.
Lisa.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.